June 23rd, 2023. How's it going, guys? I got another video. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about dating some more here in Kansas City. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I see when I'm out there. And Kansas City ain't the greatest place to date. We've got several factors at play in here. There are groups, from church groups to cult groups to everything else here that are, like I say, some of them even intertwined. And I mean, they stay to their own people. So when you're looking for somebody, it becomes even a more difficult thing here. But I'm going to talk also about some of the things that I see. Now, when I'm out there, and like when I go up to the casino, some of the things that I see certain individual people up there every weekend. Now, every place has their regulars. I can get on YouTube and look out there in Las Vegas, like Las Vegas Live, and I'm not affiliated with any other YouTube channel, but like the Other Me, Private Eye, Sin City, all of them, they go all over, okay? And they have their regulars, like say down on a Fremont down there, and then they have different people coming into Vegas all the time. So you think like when you go up to the casino, you would see more. Don't see a whole lot. Now I know that there's individuals that go in and out of there. I know that there's probably ones that come in from other states, because like when we went and got like even bought concert tickets up there, like up there by the hotel up there and stuff. I mean, there's people that do go in and out. But you don't really see that much interaction between these other people. Now, we go up there, we play the slots some. Sometimes we play the roulette. You can go up there and play for a little bit and stuff. And there's a bar there. There's bars all over inside there. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, if you look at the aspect of all this. Now, let me go back real quick. We usually go up and we'll play the slots up on the top level, usually. We play some on bottom, but... And there'll be certain individuals, whether it be a woman, whether it be a man, they'll be sitting in certain slots. Now, I'm sure they have their favorite slots. But some of these individuals, too, are also, I can tell, are looking to see if they can kind of meet up with somebody, find somebody. But they never do. It's the same thing every weekend, over and over and over again. Now, when I look at this, I have a lot of thought on all this, because I mean, certain factors play a thing. I mean, you know, a woman has more advantages than a man to attract men, but also then some of them are leery to speak to men too, certain ones and stuff. So it becomes a big problem. A big, like I say, I don't know. And then we'll go down to, we'll talk about the bar down below. Now, you got different age groups. And here in Kansas City, they're all, you know, age. Age don't really play a factor with me the way I look at it. It's just like very stereotyped. I mean, you can go out west, you can go out to California, you can go out to Arizona, out there in Phoenix or whatever. You don't have that problem. Get online tonight, watch that Fremont on the Las Vegas deal if you don't believe me. There's a mix of, sometimes there's a 65-year-old man with a 25-year-old gal, even. But here it's big stereotype deals. Now me, I'm looking for a lady to go out and date with, but I'm looking for one that's physically fit. You know, if she's maybe 10, 15 pounds overweight, as long as she can make it 4 miles every day walking and halfway can maneuver and gets up every morning, you know, that's a plus. There's a lot of them that don't. I mean, in like this neighborhood where I live in here, there's ones that just lay around and sleep all day and they smoke their weed and do everything else. But every day, day in, day out. day in, day out. Where are they going? I don't know. Where are they going? Then I think about, like I say, I think about just like that. There's one lady up there. It's there every single weekend, but she's never has anybody else around her. And I just often think, why? Because you can see that she's looking, but sometimes women have to talk to men. Men like to talk too. Women say they like to talk, but then they act like they're afraid just to talk normal. I mean, guys, they actually like women that will talk straight out the truth about things, not lies and stuff. I was listening to a deal a while back, and I don't know if I talked about this or not, but there was this one lady that has another YouTube channel, and she was talking about, would a guy pick a gal that had a ton of money, or a gal that was a waitress that didn't have anything? And to the guy, it wouldn't matter. He would take he would take the waitress. Now me, I'm not looking for money. I don't have a lot of money. I don't make that. I make that just straight out and clear. And right now, I'm still doing some things on my house here that I've been repairing. So but the thing of this is, I look at all this, but I do own my own house. It's paid for. I own my own car. It's paid for. So it makes it more stable. It's not like being in a renter's house where you got several couples, or you got 8 guys in one house, and that's just, if you like that thing, I'm not like everybody else. I'm more California, kind of in a way orientated. I always liked California. I always thought people were friendly out there. Definitely more friendly than Kansas City here. Every time I went out there, I always had tons of people talk to us. And when we was on the beach, we'd probably talk to 100 people at least, which was wild. And but that's only out west. Now, if you go south, you go east, that's another story. Went to South Carolina, and was out there like, I don't know, 3 days, maybe 4. Nobody spoke at all on the beach to you. That tells you, but you hear about that southern being friendly and all that. And I don't know about that. Of course, I consider that east. I don't really consider it south. I've been down to the Gulf, down to Texas too, and stuff like that. They seem more talkative down there. They seem more kind of uppity, more in a way. Some of them's more stuck up and stuff. Of course, Kansas City here, they think everybody's got $1 million in their pocket. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that. But getting back to this, okay, let's get back to the bar downstairs. So we got guys down there. We got ones from, I would say, from 25 years old all the way up to 45. Got some that are probably still in college. Some probably it's out of college. And what's interesting is you get one gal with 3 guys or 5 guys, and that's it. And it reminds me of when this Cocoa Keys up here in Kansas City was open, and me and my son had went up there to swim some, and there was a gal, and she was halfway okay. She wasn't bad looking, but she was out there playing basketball in the water there, and there was over, 50 guys around her, but there wasn't any other women. But anyway, going back here to Veristar, we'll go back to Veristar. And then you got other guys that are in groups. You got guys that have no women at all, that they probably just go out and buy women down the line, but they'll be like 5 or 7 guys together, and that's all there is. They're there every single weekend. Every single weekend. Now, like I say, we go there just to break the monotony and stuff, but I'm always looking too. And like I say, I talk to anybody as long as they're halfway decent, not trying to come up and rob you. Well, we'll leave that for another story about a Ameristar up there. But we were at one of the slots one time, and this one guy he was hitting people for money and other stuff. But anyway, I get to think about all this, and it is a joke. Like I say, when you look at some of this stuff. Now there are other groups too. Like I say, there are all different that play a factor in dating. I mean, there's witchcraft groups. There's witchcraft people that work at Ameristar. There's neo-Nazis, some of them. It's an Ameristar. And some of them even in the bars. They're like bartenders. Oh yeah, there's a lot more to this, but I don't want to go really that way right now, and I'm going to do a metaphysic one, but I thought we'd talk about just basic dating right now. But I don't know. It's unbelievable some of the things that you see. But I never see any, like, after going up there for months and months and months with these guys that are even like 7 in a group, you never see any other women with them. No, and these guys ain't gay. They look at the gals and stuff. So I know that that's not the case. But some of this stuff is just unbelievable. But why? And it makes you really think. And I think sometimes there's also a fear factor involved. But women are tough too. Women are smart. They can pretty much tell if guys are decent or not decent. I know when I went down to this one bar when I was going through my divorce, it was called Doc Holidays, down there by that other biker bar on down next there. There was things, that was actually, it was a lot of fun. I went down there to dance. I like the dance. I like the rock and roll music. Now I guess it's a Mexican, like a lounge or bar now. Somebody bought it, I believe now, or written it. I was told the guy that owned that would never sell it. Never, because that property, the value of that property was so worth so much money that he would rent it out. But getting back to this, I'd go down there, and as I was sitting there waiting to get through my divorce, which took a year almost, which was drug on for no reason at all. But the thing of it was, like, if you had half a beer left, you had to sit there, you was going to drink it. Those gals, those college gals, they'd come up, can I have the rest of your beer? They'd drink the beer. That's the way those gals were here in Kansas City. That's the way they are. One night, there was some guys that was from, I don't know if it was UMKC. I don't know. I don't follow sports that much because sports don't really interest me. I like stuff that challenges, I mean, like, if you're, like, I don't mind watching those marathons where they're actually racing against time against themselves to see if they can beat the clock, whether they're on bikes or swimming or something like that. But I don't really get into the other. But these guys were actually, some of them probably football players or basketball. And there was a gal one night, and there was 5 guys. And there was a gal that got up on actually the bar, kind of like there. And she basically didn't walk across the bar, she crawled across the bar. And those guys, they were all wanting to, have some fun with her, I'll put it that way. And so these gals that aren't stupid either. But they also milk it for all it's worth too. Lots of them want just the money. They're not actually looking for friendship. They're not looking for that. They're just looking for the money is all it is. And I've told this one story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I helped this one lady out back from a divorce out of Indiana. And she tells me that her daughter went out with this one guy. And anyway, she set up a date. And she took some actually diet pills or whatever, couldn't even eat. But anyway, she had him take her out to this real fancy, like $300 restaurant. And she couldn't even eat anything of the food and stuff. And they thought it was funny. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the mother talk about the daughter, and they both thought it was funny and stuff. But that's how a lot of the females are here in Kansas City. So you need to understand that, guys. Some of the stuff that goes on, I mean, is just unreal. I call it unreal because, I mean, what's the point? But anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to talk a little bit about all of this. Now, me, I'm not going to spend, I wouldn't, if I had $1 million in the bank, I wouldn't take a gal out to a $300 meal. Because that's the way I am. And I just don't look at it like that. I think if you go to a normal restaurant, I mean, what's that one that I went to a while back? What's that Bear restaurant? The Bear or something? I don't know. Over here in Independence, it was like what, $45, $50 for two people. I don't see a problem with that, but I don't see $300. That to me is just insane. I don't know. When I look at all this, it makes me wonder if you need to look out of the area. And I'm thinking about that a little bit more. Oh, I'm not going nowhere, but find something and something decent somewhere else here. Because I just don't think that a way everything is set up in Kansas City, it's just, I don't know. Now, do I think there's some good ones out there? Yeah, I think there's probably some good ones out there. It's just, some of them, then those might be the ones that don't know how to get the word out, or they don't speak. And like I said, I've had ladies speak to me. I've spoken to them. But then, it just depends. I mean, I've spoken to some that they were lots of money, I guess. That I won't do it. I just won't do it. But and then there's other ones that you want to run and hide. Run, hide quick, too. But I think you have to know your strengths and weaknesses, put it that way. And I seen a guy and a gal today that one lady, she was way obese. She was probably, I don't know, 300 pounds. And she was probably 24, 25, and she was with this guy. And they were holding hands, and this guy, he was a skinny string bean. He was skinny. But I was thinking that, health-wise, and I was thinking, so many other factors here. I mean, there's things that people don't think about. I mean, when you get to that point, there's certain things. I mean, even at an amusement park, if you're riding a ride, some can't fit into the ride. Some, it goes over the weight limit of the rides, And, I mean, also, do they have the same interest? I know, and people lie about things, too. I know my ex told me that she could swim. We took out a paddle boat one time out here at Lake Chicomo, and it basically developed a leak. We was out in the middle of the lake, and it went down. It flipped. And she almost drowned. I had to pull her back up to the side to the pontoon part of it and let her hold on to it until another boat came along and helped us there. But the thing of this is, I mean, how far can a relationship like that go? And then, I mean, you have to have interest. You have to have certain things, and you can't lie about that stuff. I mean, if you do, to me, it's not going to go anywhere. Yeah, it's going to go somewhere, okay, the end. And then there's other factors, too. I mean, does the lady, I mean, I know that after I got married, I did not know. I figured when I married this one lady that I married, I did not think of her family and her mother controlling everything. And she had like there's like four other sisters or whatever, and I didn't think of all that. And we had to be every event, every Christmas Eve we had to be there. I mean, it was like a mandatory deal. I mean, I remember one time I was running like about I was running a pretty high fever, had the flu, and I had to go down there. I had to go down there, no matter what. And when something like that becomes, I'd like Teal Swan to talk about that. I'd like to see what Teal Swan would say about that. Now, this was a German family. That's why I'm not much on German and stuff like that, or Catholic or anything like that. Because after what I seen for so many years, I was married for 18 years. After the divorce, I just, I don't know. You just, and then there's so many lies. I mean, some of the daughters had abortions and other different things. And there's so many other different things that go in all this. And people don't even, it's like they just lie about it. It's lies after lies after lies. And it's like, oh, Jesus, I don't know. That's just crazy, I think. And then there's other things, too, that I think about it when it comes to stuff like that, too, that play factors. But like I say, you have to have a common interest. You have to have certain things. You don't have to have everything the same, but you have to have certain things that will match up. Or, it's like if you both like a certain rock and roll, or if you like country, or if you like something like that. But I mean, just something in common, at least. But I never thought that, oh, and one other thing. If you ever go to get married, make sure the person is not in debt. I graduated from high school. I had a 4.0 average. When I married this lady, she had went through college, and I thought, well, she had supposedly business still and stuff, but she owed some money. And when you get into something like that, it's a very difficult thing. Now, it wasn't actually from her schooling, but it was from a car and money that she had basically charging and other stuff. And that stuff could add up quick, guys. So, I mean, and then, when you go into something like that, it's good to know where your positions are when it comes to money and things like that. I've seen so many other places that I worked at. I worked with guys that actually had separate bank accounts. They were married, and it was like I was working at this place called Citywide Chemical. And these guys is like, oh, I got a separate bank account my wife don't know about because, you never know. It's like, well, how do you have any trust then? How's there any trust? Well, so it's like, I don't know. I mean, then there is no trust, is there? Not good, guys. I don't know. I just thought I'd do a little video. We'll be doing some more on the date and stuff, and I'm gonna do some metaphysics too, guys. But anyway, oh, one other thing. I'm still looking, guys. I'm still looking for a lady, probably about 35. See, I used to say 45, 44, 35, 45, but a lot of these ladies that actually consult say a lot of these gals are just pretty much done, or they're looking for so much big money. It's better to go to the younger, that, they're more flexible. Which it probably is true too, because a lot of them are so set in their ways and they can't flex, Now, if I was out west, if I was out in California, if I was out in Arizona, I wouldn't think nothing about, that. But here in Kansas City, that's another thing. And so many of them are unphysically fit too. That's just another bad thing in general. Anyway, guys, on my dating deal, like I say, I'm still looking. I'll give you my email if you guys, anybody, ladies, want to text me. I will return your texts. I do have ladies text me, and I even have talked to some, but it's not what I've been looking for. I have had some, either, they're too controlling, or they're just too obese and they can't get around. And I mean, it's just like they're wanting, they need to get to the gym, they need to work out, they need to move then if they're looking for somebody to be able to do that stuff with. But I already been down that road, and I was told when I met my ex there that she could get in shape and all that and everything, but then when she got in shape, she wasn't happy with it. She was not happy, and she'd rather be overweight than skinny halfway. So when you're in that kind of deal, you just let it go. So my email's eyesopen 3 a.m. at gmail.com. Eyesopen 3 a.m. at gmail.com. And I will say this again, I'm looking for somebody physically fit, somebody that's not been in trouble, no drugs, and somebody can actually probably walk 4 miles a day and handle that. Anyway, guys, keep your eyes open. Have a good one.